In this video, we are going to discuss about the capacitor and capacitance. What is capacitor here? Capacitor can also be called as a condenser. Capacitor is nothing but it is a device which is used to store the electrical energy. It has two conductors which carries equal and opposite charges. Like for example, this is a one conductor and this is one more conductor. One carries positive charge, this carries negative charge. Equal and opposite charges are carried. This is called what? Capacitor. Here, charge given to a conductor increases its potential. That is, charge given to the conductor is proportional to the potential. Means as we give the charge to this conductor, its potential will be keep on increasing. That means Q is directly proportional to V. To remove this proportional to, we can write Q is equal to C into V. Therefore, here C is equals to Q by V. So here this C is called capacitance. So here capacitance is nothing but proportionality constant. This gives the ratio of charge to that of its potential. Here this capacitance is nothing but it is the ability of a capacitor to store a charge on it. This is called capacitance, and it is also defined as it is the ratio of charge by voltage. This C is always a positive value only. The SI unit of capacitance C is Coulomb per volt is called its unit, SI unit, which we can also say it as a Farad. Here Farad is a SI unit of capacitance. Here Farad is nothing but very bigger unit. So we are considering here very smaller unit, that like 1 millifarad, which is nothing but equals to 10 power of minus 3 farad. Similarly 1 microfarad, which is nothing but 10 power minus 6 farad. 1 nanofarad, which is nothing but 10 power of minus 9 farad. 1 picofarad, which is nothing but 10 power of minus 12 farad. So these are all the smaller unit of capacitance. 1 farad is a very big unit, which actually we doesn't use that much of bigger unit. So for that purpose we are taking these all as a smaller units. Also the CGS unit of capacitance is called stat farad. Therefore here 1 farad is called SI unit, stat farad is called CGS unit. The relation between these two is given by 1 farad is equals to 9 into 10 power of 11 stat farad. Dimensional formula for capacitance. As we know that capacitance C is equals to Q by V, that is charge by voltage. And since also we know that voltage is equal to work by charge, therefore Q by V means we can write W by Q. This Q will go up, that is Q by W. And here since we know that Q means current is equals to charge by time, therefore charge is equals to, we can write that current into time. So in our dimensional formula, that is if you write for a charge is having a dimensional formula, that is current is ampere, that is we will write for dimensional formula as A, capital A, ampere. T is called time, so we can write A into T. This is called dimensional formula of charge. So therefore here Q by, here this Q is going up, so it will become Q square by W. So therefore instead of this Q I will write A into T. So AT whole square is called the dimensional formula for the charge. And whereas W is nothing but this is called work. As for work, we know that m L square T power minus 2. So this is called dimensional formula of work. Work dimensional formula m L square T power minus 2. Since we will substituting these two, we will get this one. Therefore, A square T square divided by m L square T power minus 2. So therefore, this m is going up, it will become m power minus 1. This L will go up, means L power minus 2. Therefore, if this T is going up, this minus will become plus. Therefore, this will become T power plus 4. Already here A square is there, so A square. So this is the dimensional formula of a capacitance. Now, capacitance of an isolated spherical conductor. Let us consider that this is a conductor center O of radius capital R. Let us say plus charge is given to this conductor of charge Q. Then the potential of this conductor is given by, we know that V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into charge on it. From the center the distance is R. So this is called potential on it. Then what is the capacitance of this conductor, of this spherical conductor? That is given by, as we know that from the definition, C is equals to Q by V, general formula. Therefore Q divided by, here V is nothing but I will write this value 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R. Therefore this Q, this will get cancelled. Therefore it will become C is equals to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into R. So therefore from this 4 pi epsilon naught into R. So finally we get C is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught into R. So this is called expression for a capacitance of this spherical conductor. Now the next topic is energy stored in a capacitor. So expression for this is given by, in terms of different parameters, we can say that energy is equals to formula, we can say half CV square, which also equals to half Q into V, which also equals to Q square by 2C. Now the next topic is sharing of charges and loss of energy. Let us consider this is the sphere of radius, say this is R1. Initially the charge on it is say that is Q1. The capacitance of this is called, say that is C1. The potential developed on it is, say that is V1. The energy on this sphere is, say that is E1. So these are the initial values of this sphere. Similarly, another sphere if you take, say this is of another sphere of radius R2. Its value on it is, say that is Q2 charge, C2 capacitance, V2 is the potential on it, and UT is the energy of this sphere. Okay, therefore the charge on it is given by Q1 is equals to formula. We know that Q is equal to CV formula, that is C1 V1. This is the charge on this sphere. Similarly, the charge on this sphere is given by Q2 is equals to C2 V2. So this is the charge on this sphere. That is, these are the initial values. Initial values before connecting a wire. Now suppose say the same sphere I am taking. So this is a radius R1 and this is one more sphere I have taken. Say this is of radius R2. These two spheres I have taken. Now suppose a wire is joined. A wire is joined to this. Then what happens? As we know that whenever a wire, metallic wire is joined here, the charge will flow from higher potential body to lower potential body. We know this very well. Therefore, how long it will travel? Until they attain a common potential. So after attaining the common potential, let us say the charge on it is, say that is Q1 dash. The capacitance will be remain same, that is, say that is C1 only. but the potential will become, I told that both will attain a common potential, say that is V. Its energy, say that is U1 dash. Similarly for this also, Q2 dash is the charge acquired, C2 is the capacitance of this capacitor, common potential say that is V, and U2 dash is the energy acquired by it. So this I can say that final values after connecting a wire. Now the charge on it is given by like this only. We can write that Q1 dash is equals to C1 into V, here common potential V. Similarly for this also we can write that Q2 dash is equals to C2 into V. So this is the charge after connecting a wire. But according to the law of conservation of charge, the sum of these two charges should be equal to that of the sum of these two charges. That is, we can say that is Q1 plus Q2, these two should be equals to that of the sum of these two, that is Q1 dash plus Q2 dash. Say these two, I will tell it as a Q, say. From the law of conservation of charge, that is before connecting a wire, that is Q1 plus Q2, total charge should be equals to after connecting the wire, that is Q1 Q2 dash. These both are equal. Therefore Q1 is nothing but C1 V1, this is C2 V2. After connecting, this become C1 V common potential, this also C2 V. So if I take V as common, then I can write C1 plus C2. This is equals to C1 V1 plus C2 V2. Therefore V is equals to, we can write C1 V1 plus C2 V2 by C1 plus C2. So this is called common potential attained by both the sphere when they are connected with a wire. Also, as we know that this one, that is Q1 dash is equals to, we know that C1V, and also we know that Q2 dash is equals to C2V. So from this I can write, if I divide these two, Q1 dash by Q2 dash is equals to C1V by C2V. These two will get cancelled. It is left with C1 C2. As we know that capacitance of a spherical conductor, we know that the formula is there, that is 4 pi epsilon naught into R1. For this 4 pi epsilon naught into R2, we have already derived this formula. This will get cancelled. Therefore Q1 dash by Q2 dash is equals to C1 by C2 is equals to R1 by R2. So this is the relation among these parameters. Since just before we have said that the sum of Q1 plus Q2 is equals to Q1 dash plus Q2 dash, the sum of these two, say that is Q, we have said. Already we have said this one. So from this, if I take these two, that is Q1 dash plus Q2 dash is equals to Q. If I take here Q1 dash as common, if I take, then I will get here 1 plus Q2 dash by Q1 dash, which is equals to Q. From this Q1 dash is equals to, we can write here Q whole divided by, this will come down, 1 plus Q2 dash by Q1 dash. From this we can write that here Q divided by 1 plus Q2 dash by Q1 dash. See here Q1 dash by Q2 dash is nothing but R1 by R2. So therefore here Q2 dash by Q1 dash, that is reverse of this. This is R2 by R1. So I can write here R2 by R1. Therefore finally we will get Q1 dash is equals to Q divided by 1 plus R2 by R1. This implies Q divided by if I take LCM here R1, this will become R1 plus R2. It will go up, therefore Q1 dash is equals to Q R1 by R1 plus R2. So this is the charge after connecting the wire of a first sphere. Similarly, for the second sphere also we will get Q2 dash is equals to QR2 by R1 plus R2. Now, loss in energy. Say delta U is the loss in energy. What is loss in energy? Loss in energy is nothing but this is equals to initial energy minus final energy. Here total energy of the two spheres is greater than that of the final energy. When a charge is flowing through a wire from one sphere to another sphere, then the energy is said to be lost in the form of heat. So that energy loss is called loss in energy. Okay, so therefore we can calculate this. Initial energy is nothing but that is half C1 V1 square plus half C2 V2 square. So this is the initial energy of the two spheres. Thereafter final energy is half C1 plus C2 into V square. This is called common potential. Okay, so this is the initial energy, this is called final energy. After rearranging this, we will get final expression as a C1 C2 V1 minus V2 whole square divided by 2 C1 plus C2. This is called loss of energy. Now the next topic is combination of charged drops. Let us consider a n number of charge drops are combined to form a single big drop. Suppose say these are the n number of charge drop. That is n number of charge drop, each of charge small q and its capacitance. Each capacitance is say that is C. Each drop is having a potential say that is V, and each of having a potential energy say that is U, small u, and say each of a radius small r. So these are the parameters for a single drop of a smaller one. When they are combined to form a bigger drop, now let us say this become a single drop of charge, say that is capital Q is the charge, total charge of this, say its capacitance say that is capital C, say that its potential become capital V, and say that its energy becomes capital U, and say its radius is say that is capital R. So this is capital R. So these are the values for a single one drop. When these are all combined to form a single drop, then these are the values for this single drop. Therefore, relation among these parameters. The first one is charge on a big drop. As we know that charge on a big drop is nothing but Q. So here capital Q is nothing but these all n number of small q's are combined to form a bigger Q. That means we can say capital Q is equal to n number of small q. So this is a relation. Now second one, radius of a big drop. As we know that these are all smaller volume are combined to form this bigger volume. That means volume of a bigger, that is volume of a bigger drop should be equals to n number of volume of smaller drops. Therefore, bigger drop volume is nothing but the drop is nothing but, if you consider it as a spherical shape, I can say 4 by 3 pi r cube is the volume of a bigger one, which is equals to n number of volume of a smaller drop, 4 by 3 pi r cube. So here 4 by 3 get cancelled. Therefore r cube is equals to n into r power 3. So therefore this can also be written as r is equals to n power 1 by 3 r. So this is our relation. And also we can say this as r by small r is equals to n power 1 by 3 also we can say. Now, capacitance of a bigger drop. As we know that the capacitance of a conductor, that is spherical conductor, is given by capital C is equals to 4 pi epsilon naught into R. We know this very well, we have already derived. Similarly, for a smaller drop, if you take small c is equals to 4 pi epsilon naught into small r. If I divide these two, then this 4 pi epsilon naught will get cancelled. Therefore, this implies that C, capital C by small c is equals to r by small r. As we know that capital R by small r is nothing but n power 1 by 3. So this can be written as n power 1 by 3. Capital C, that is the capacitance of a bigger one, is equals to n power 1 by 3 into small c. So this is a relation. Now, potential of a bigger drop. As we know that potential, that capital V is equals to capital Q by capital C. Capital Q means we know from this formula n into Q, small q, divided by capital C is nothing but we know this value, n power 1 by 3 into C. Therefore it will become n power, this is nothing but 1. If it is going up, it will become minus 1 by 3. This is nothing but Q by C. So here n power 1 minus 1 by 3 is nothing but this will become 2 by 3. So n power 2 by 3 into this Q by C is nothing but is called small v. Here capital by C is called capital V. Similarly here small q by small c will become small v. Therefore capital V is equals to n power 2 by 3 into small v. Energy of a bigger drop. Now, as we know that energy formula, capital U is equal to half CV square, capital C, capital V square, as we know this value. And as we know that a relation between capital C and small c, that is capital C is equals to n power 1 by 3 into small c. Similarly, capital V is equals to n power 2 by 3 into small v. Therefore, if we substitute these two value here, 1 by 2, n power 1 by 3 into C, V means n power 2 by 3 into small v whole square. Therefore, 1 by 2 n power 1 by 3 into C, n power 2 if you multiply n power 4 by 3 into small v, half, n or bases are equal, powers will be add up, that is 4 plus 1, that is 4 plus 1 is 5 by 3. 5 by 3, this is C into V. We know that CV is nothing but, this can be written as n power 5 by 3 into, this will be half CV, sorry here square is there, half CV square. So this is nothing but capital U. And this is nothing but small u, energy of a single drop, small drop. Therefore capital U is equals to n power 5 by 3 into small u. Now energy difference. Here the total energy of a bigger drop is greater than that of the total energy of a smaller drops. Therefore, our difference in energy is nothing but is given by, say, that is delta U, which is equals to capital U, which is nothing but energy of a bigger drop minus total energy of a smaller drop. Therefore, this capital U minus N into small u. So here small u means, from this I can write that capital U is equals to N power 5 by 3 into small u. Therefore, small u is equal to, this will come down, capital U by N power 5 by 3. So here small u is nothing but I can write capital U divided by N power 5 by 3. If I take capital U as common, therefore it is left with 1 minus 1 by, or N by N power 5 by 3. So if it is going up, this will become 1 minus, here is nothing means it is a power 1. Then when it is going up, it will become 1 minus of 5 by 3, which will become minus 2 by 3. So this will become N power minus 2 by 3. So this is the answer for a energy difference. Now, surface charge density of a bigger drop, say that is sigma dash. As we know that sigma dash is equal to charge by area. So charge of a bigger drop is, say that is Q. Area is nothing but spherical area, that is nothing but 4 pi capital R square. This is the charge by area is nothing but, this is called surface charge density of a bigger drop. Here capital Q is nothing but, in terms of small q, we can write small n into small q. Therefore 4 pi, where capital R is nothing but, we know that here capital R means, in terms of small r, we can write N power 1 by 3 into small r, this whole square. Thereafter, after solving this, we can write this one, Q by 4 pi R square into this N divided by, this will be written as N power 2 by 3. After solving this, this will become N power 1 by 3 into this charge by 4 pi R square. This implies that N power 1 by 3 into sigma. That means here sigma dash is equals to N power 1 by 3 into sigma. That is, this is the sigma dash is surface charge density of a bigger drop, which is equals to N power 1 by 3 times of smaller surface charge density.